Hey guys, just a quick video going over my Unchained deck profile. Starting with the main deck, we have 3 Unchained Twin Aruha. This card is your play extender, mainly. Special summon from hand by targeting a card you control, destroy it. Then we have 3 Unchained Twin Sarama, the godsend card of the deck. Being able to recur your monsters, spells and traps, and being able to destroy more cards without locking you into fiends is one of the best things for this deck. Just like without Sarama, this deck wouldn't function anywhere near as good as it does currently. 3 Unchained Twin Rakia. A really good normal summon in the deck. Ideally, when you are going to normal summon this, you'll have set an Unchained Spell Trap card first. So, in the off chance your opponent, I don't know, shotguns Impermanence or an Effect Veiler to Rakia without reading it, you can just chain Rakia, target your Spell Trap card, destroy it, and still get everything off like you would normally do. Then we have 3 Abominable Unchained Soul. I run this one at 3 because of a card we'll look at later. I know that most people tend to run this at 2, but it's non-targeting removal. It gets over so many problems, and also it makes it so that if you are locked out of your extra deck for whatever reason, say Artifact Scythe, or you're under summon limit or something along those lines, this card helps you just have a beatdown strategy within the main deck, allowing you to keep trying to push for game. We have 1 Unchained Soul Disaster, the best worst card of the deck. I do want to run it more than 1, but I always open this card when it's even at 1. I could run it at 0 and probably still open it. It is just so sticky, it stays in your hand, and you never want to summon it from your hand because you're just losing resources that way. It always wants to come from deck, so I've opted to go with the minimal amount. But yeah, you have to run this card, the deck functions because of it. Then 2 Tour Guide from the Underworld. Level 3 Fiend deck. Why would you not run Tour Guide? They also give you access to the Dark Spirit of Banishment and the Dark Spirit of Malice. I run 1 of each. They're technically pseudo hand traps in a sense. Malice is a little worse than Banishment, but they both come up in certain situations and provide the deck with some amazing grind game because they're recurable hand traps. Once they hit the grave and another level 8 fiend is sent to the grave, they add themselves back. They can special back the level 8 fiends. It's an amazing card. So is Banishment. You should run both. I see why people don't run Malice, but I have seen so many situations come up where Malice has won me the game because it's made an escape of the Unchained live. Then we have the hand trap lineup. 3 Fantastical Dragon and Phantasme. Every deck is still linking. Hulky Firebrax is in every deck. Phantasme is just making it so you can dig through your deck. You're protected from targeting effects. Just digs you further through your deck. You see the power cards in the deck, making it easier to break boards. Then we have 3 Ash. Probably, the most mandatory hand trap of the entire game, really. It's good against Rogue, it's good against meta. It just says no to so many things that you'd never not want to have at least a copy of this in your hand to try and stop your opponent's plays in some way. Then we have a 3 Abominations Prism. Rota for the entire archetype, like search your spells and traps, search your monsters. It is a hard once per turn, but honestly, not a problem. Then we have 3 Dot Rule No More. I'm playing this as a blind second deck. Also, realistically, if you go against Adamant Spear, Eldritch, any of the really good combo-based decks, and you don't see a Dark Rule No More, odds are you're not winning. You are just going to automatically lose. They're going to negate everything you try and do. Then the reason I run a lot of Darks in this deck, 3 Allure of Darkness, I prefer this over Extravagance because this deck loves the extra deck. Like, some of the strongest plays of the deck are from the extra deck. Being able to link with your opponent's monsters, make bigger monsters and destroy boards, get access code talker out, things like that. You don't want to risk losing your extra deck. You also do not want to play Desires because that's going to hamper your grind game because you're going to start banishing all of your twins, your other unchained monsters and spells and traps, and you're just going to lose because you've lost so much resource. Then 1 Wailing. I don't like Wailing, but I also do. It's definitely a win more card. It's not a card you're going to go and specifically search out of your deck with Abomination's Prison unless you have access to everything else already. This card is realistically only good when it comes to outing certain cards like Skill Drain, Mystic Mine, things along those lines, because it's Spell Trap. It's a spell effect, targets any face-up card, destroys them. You could technically use it to extend your own plays by destroying your own cards, but that is something that won't really ever come up. Then we have 2 Escape. I only run 2 because I run the 1 Wailing. Also, this card is the one you want to see less of because it doesn't really help in the grind game. Like, you can use it to start your combos off, destroy it, reset it with Sarama, and have it as a threat to deal with potential problem cards that your opponent might use, or like try and stop their combo midway through. But other than that, like, you just never want to see this card in multiples. You open 2 escape, you just sit there staring at your hand like, well, yeah, I can't do anything with these. Then we have 3 Abominable Chamber, best trap in the deck. Honestly, it's Monster Reborn that doesn't target. It can also special summon 1 from the hand. This is the one you always want to see. It will just constantly keep the deck going and floating. Like, you can pretty much infinitely just keep going by using a single Sarama in this, by Sarama setting the chamber, then Sarama destroy itself, or destroy the chamber to summon from the deck and just keep playing things along those lines. Then obviously, we're still a blind second deck, 3 evenly matched. Unchained is a deck that flourishes in a simplified game state. You don't ever want to be staring down your opponent's massive board without any way to break it, like with the Dark Ruler No More or the evenly matched. So you just want access to these cards to be able to put some pressure on your opponent, possibly bait out a few negates, and then start playing with your Unchained cards. There's no reason to not run evenly matched. I mean, you could substitute this for like triple Lightning Storm, triple Dark Hole, anything along those lines, as long as it's like a massive board removal type of card, it's going to do well. Evenly matched I prefer over the previously mentioned cards, purely because it's permanent removal pretty much. There's not many cards in the game that's going to get banished face down cards. So that is the main deck. We'll now go to the extra deck. 3 Unchained Solar Rage, kind of mandatory really. This is your primary link to you'll always make. You'll very rarely make anything else with the Unchained Soul of Disaster. It's a quick effect, target special summon monster your opponent controls and link with it. That is an amazing effect because it's just, you target it, you link with it, it's non-destruction removal. It also is removing a card by game mechanics. So if you're going against Sky Striker, let's say, and they have a Shizuku face upon their field, or any of the other Sky Striker Ace Link monsters, you can use Unchained Soul of Rage to target that Link monster, immediately link with it, and if they have a Ray in the graveyard, they cannot activate that Ray because the Sky Striker Ace monster left the field via game mechanic, not by card effect. Then we have 2 Unchained Soul of Anguish. It's Rage, but it's in your turn only. It's good to make cards like Access Code Talker just to really get in for the OTK and punish your opponent, destroying multiple cards on the field. So you remove 1 with Anguish, then you can use Access Code Talker to just keep popping cards on their side of the field. Another note about both Rage and Anguish, when they're destroyed, they add back any fiend from the graveyard. So that can be your Dark Spirits, your Tour Guides, your Unchained cards, even themselves. Well, they can't target themselves, but they can target each other. And 2 Unchained Abomination. I probably would only run this at 1 if I had an Access Code Talker, but that is on the way, not currently here yet. So for now, I've got a second Unchained Abomination as a placeholder. 1 Cherubini. This combos with Tour Guide. It just gets access to both your Dark Spirits. It makes it so that you can have your Unchained cards protected. You can cycle through your deck a lot better with sending the level 3s, and also just make it so that you've constantly got something on the board because it can protect itself by sending other cards you control to the grave. 1 IP Masquerena. This is like a flex spot. You can put anything in here realistically. I chose Masquerena because there's some situations where you'll make a Masquerena, or you can use Disaster to target an opponent's monster, make a Masquerena. Then 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Realistically, I would run 2 Unicorn instead of the Cerberus, so it will be 1 Phoenix, 2 Unicorn, because Unicorn is the link through that you make the most during the opponent's turn with Rage, because obviously you can use Rage, target an opponent's monster, link with it, then make Unicorn, discard a card, shuffle away another card. You essentially remove 2 of your opponent's cards for a single discard, and that is an amazing piece of interaction because you put back a card in the deck. Then another flex spot, Borrelode Dragon. This could be again anything. I would probably have an Avramax, but I sold mine so I don't have access to one anymore, but Borrelode does just as well. Then single Break Sword, you know, bunch of level 3 monsters. You can use Tour Guide to go into this to pop your own Unchained spells and traps or monsters, pop an opponent's monster or card, and you know, set the ball rolling that way. And then a single Dingersu. Unchained Spirit of Disaster and Abominable Unchained Soul are both level 8s, and there are a lot of times where you can get both on the field, and sometimes you just need removal that doesn't target, doesn't destroy, doesn't do anything on those lines. Just send it to the graveyard, and also you can use Dingersu to protect your board. I'll go over the main combo with Tour Guide just to show you guys what that looks like. So ideally, you'll want to open any Unchained spell or trap card, a single tour guide, and an Aruha. You don't ever really get to do this combo without the Aruha, because you're committing your normal summon to the tour guide. But this is how the combo plays out. You will normal summon tour guide, use her effect to summon a dark spirit of either banishment or malice, one or the other, take your pick. I normally go for banishment because this is the one you want access to first. Then you will link these two away and make your Cherubini. So now you have your Cherubini, you can activate its effect to send the other dark spirit to the graveyard. So here is our grave, and we will send the dark spirit, and Cherubini will boost its own attack by 1600, making it 21. Then what we can do is we can set the chamber. We can then activate our Aruha to target the chamber, destroy it, summon Aruha, but not to a zone Cherubini points to. Destroy the trap effect will trigger. You will then summon Unchained Twin Sarama. I think you can see where this is pretty much going. Summon Sarama, you can either summon it to a zone Cherubini points to or anywhere else on the field, but we'll put this in defense just to be extra safe. Then we can use Sarama's effect to target chamber. We'll set chamber, we'll destroy this. Aruha can then trigger. We will then special summon either of the Unchained level 8s, so either Disaster or Unchained, Abominable Unchained Soul. Typically, if you're going down this route, you will go for Disaster. You can do this going second or going first. It's better going second, obviously, because you can use Disaster's effect to target an opponent's card and link with it. But on the off chance that you don't get that, you can just link these two away. Make a Rage. So the moment this level 8 Fiend, our Disaster, goes to the graveyard, we add back both of the spirits. So these two come back to our hand. So a side note, the Unchained Soul of Rage is currently protected from card effects, from destruction by card effects because of the Cherubini. So if you activate this and they try to remove it with a Ghost Ogre or something along those lines, it will be protected. There's no way for them to destroy it by card effect. You can also, with Sarama, actually place Sarama under Cherubini. You can then reset back your trap and then use Sarama effect to destroy itself, and the Cherubini will protect it. So eventually you've just basically gotten a card back from the graveyard for free. This is an amazing little combo, but obviously it's easily stopped. Ash, Imperm, like anything that stops the tour guide shuts this combo down. But if you've got access to the Aruha and the Unchained Spell and Trap card, you can just keep going with the Unchained plays regardless, and then just use the tour guide later on for a link material to make like Anguish or anything else in the deck. Well, that has been the combo, that has been the deck profile. Hope you guys learned something, hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, just leave them down below. I like seeing how you guys play the deck, and I figured I'll show you guys what I do. So yeah, thank you, see you guys later.